Hi, welcome to my bungalow. It's a 1969 bungalow and I thought I would show you around. You can see the good, the bad and the very ugly because we're halfway through renovating it. We're in the hallway now and I went for this very dark burgundy because it's a dark room. The front of the house faces north, or mainly north. So I thought I'd lean into the darkness and go burgundy, and I like to think that it makes the entrance feel quite grand, but also quite cozy. We went for this LVT flooring, a pattern flooring, and then we got this carpet, which is one of my favorite things about the hallway. Actually, I love this carpet because it kind of reminds me of, you know, when you go into an old pub or something and then they have the carpet on the floor as you walk in. This is the first room we renovated and this is my office, and it's not just because I was being a princess. It's because it made sense to do this room first, I promise. So we did this room and it's the first time I've wallpapered a full room, and it was really stressful, and it's not the best job because it was my first time, but I still really love it. I love the effect of wallpaper. I think it's just unparalleled. It makes a room feel amazing, and I would love to wallpaper everywhere if I could, but I kind of know that it's such a big decision because if you don't like it, then taking wallpaper down is just a nightmare. We did an IKEA, well, my brother did an IKEA hack with these wardrobes, and then I got these Matilda Gold handles too, and I feel like they just really completed the wardrobe. They're not the cheapest of things, but I feel like they made such a big difference to the wardrobe, so it's something that I would definitely do again. I wanted a dark flooring because I didn't want anything that would get too dirty, and it's amazing, you never see the dirt on it. Although I don't know if that's a good thing because it means that I probably don't clean it as much as I should, because it always looks clean, it always looks great. This is it's our bedroom at the moment, but it will be the spare room, and I went for the wallpaper again in here, and I didn't actually think I would like this one as much as the other one, but sometimes I think that maybe I prefer this room. It's really hard to decide. I just love this wallpaper so much, and I love that the green, it really like pulls the outside in because there's lots of green on outside the window, and then you've got all this green wallpaper. I think it's very grounding and calming and really nice in here. I really wanted to go for the sort of cottage granny core feeling in here. So I've got a lot of mix of florals and patterns and gingham and stripes. And I mean, nothing in the house is quite finished because we're mid-renovation. So we haven't got the furniture sort of down to a T. So some of the lamps and stuff, I would quite like to, I'd like to change them eventually, but I do really love this room. We got the wardrobes built in, and then I found these bamboo handles just online actually, and I really wanted to use the bamboo because I wanted it to feel earthy and natural. It's always been my dream to have a metal frame bed, and everyone said don't get one because they squeak, and I was like, well, if it's just going to be in the spare room, we needed a new bed for in here. If it's just going to be in the spare room, then it doesn't really matter if it squeaks. And it's been absolutely fine, and it's just my favorite bed ever. So, the kitchen. I decided to paint it all pink when we moved in because I thought, why not? We're not going to have it for very long. Let's just do a pink kitchen. And I also couldn't be bothered to cut in and just tape everything, so I just thought I'll colour drench it all, and then I don't have to worry about going over the lines. It's like a child drawing in a colouring book. This is the picture that I spoke about before that is covering the back of the bathroom cupboard, and there's also some electrical cabling that we're hiding with that picture. There's a lot of things that are a bit makeshift in here, and the door doesn't work either. I knew that I needed to shoot, so I tiled the worktops as sort of a temporary measure. However, on the other side, the sink has rotten the worktops, so that was kind of just unsalvageable, and I didn't want to add any more weight to it either. So we kind of have a side that is a little bit prettier than the other, but the tiles have chipped a little bit because I didn't do the best job. A lot of the cupboards are actually glued on at the front because a lot of them don't work. We have this big storage cupboard, which I'm really scared of because it's full of spiders and it just freaks me out. And off the back of this room, they built an extension in the 70s with absolutely no building regulations. It's single skin, it's freezing. So we kind of use it as a little bit of a storage room. There's just no chance that you can ever spend any time in there because it's either freezing in the winter or it's really, really hot in the summer. It's like a greenhouse. We had in the summer a lot of wasp nests in the walls, so we could hear them in the cavity wall, and it was so freaky. It was like a horror film. Excited to knock it down and start again. We're in the living room now, but this is actually going to be our bedroom. And remember I told you before about the bath? We're actually going to put the bath in the bedroom here, so it's going to feel very luxury boutique hotel kind of thing, which feels a bit ridiculous for a little bungalow, but we watched Grand Designs one day and decided to be a little bit extra. And the plan is to have, when we extend, we're going to have our lounge, kitchen, diner all in one, which, because it's just me, George and Sunday, I think that'll be really nice. This room gets really nice light and we changed the windows in here, so we've got this patio door, which is really good. It kind of is the room that frustrates me the most because I feel like it's very mismatched. It's like a combination of my old house and old style and then kind of like my new house and new style. So yeah, it just always feels like a bit chaotic in here and I wish I could make it perfect, but I can't. Regardless of that, it's such a lovely room to spend time in and I love this pink on the walls. It's very cozy in here, even though it's quite a big space. It's got some funny features, some funny quirks. I don't know what they did here to the fireplace, but there seems to be some kind of fireplace that was covered up. I'm guessing it's not it wouldn't have been a traditional good looking fireplace because it was built in '69. So it looks to me like they just sort of pulled the front off and then they put a gas fire in. So I've done some handiwork and covered it up with some cardboard and this picture frame. I love sitting in here and looking out to the garden and seeing all the flowers. It's just such a nice view, especially in summer when everything's in bloom. I'm obviously really excited to renovate, but I'm so pleased with what we've done so far. And I'm also glad that we get to live in it while it's kind of this in-between stage, because it makes us, one, really appreciate the house for what it is, and two, we really get to live in it and make wise decisions. So hopefully the next time I do a house tour, there'll be a little bit more to show you and we'll have made a little bit more progress. But the main thing is we just love living here so much and we feel very, very grateful that we've got this little bungalow to call our home.